Hi, and welcome to Interpersonal Communications 210 at Tacoma Community College. This is Dr. Ramos, and I'm here to provide you with some clarity as we go through the quarter. You're going to see that there are different things that you can do to be successful in this class. One of the things that I think that you should know that is important for you to keep an eye on is that I try to keep the class as simple as possible, and I do this by keeping the links that are available to you on the Canvas page to a limit. I basically only use the links announcements, files, grades, and assignments. If you have had an opportunity so far, you will see that under the link files, the notes for the lectures are actually there. So far, you're able to see the syllabus, the lecture on fundamentals of communication, and listening skills. The way that we get a grade in this class is by completing assignments that you can also find out when you read on the syllabus what those are and their value. They're basically participation points, which is valued at 100 points. There is a book report that is divided into two halves, which is being 50 points for a total of 100. There is a mini lecture for 100 points, a midterm, and a final. The way the participation points for this course is I'm going to be asking you to complete assignments during the quarter, and each of these assignments are going to be worth a small amount of points. In this instance, for example, you have the speech of introduction that is due soon, and those 20 points are going to be accumulated towards the 100 points that at the end are going to combine the 100 points. Some of the tips that I can provide for you to be successful in the class is to, number one, ask questions ahead of time. If there's anything that is going on with the class and you don't necessarily get the idea, or you're wondering as to what you're supposed to be working at any one point in time, or even what's coming up next, you're always welcome to email me and try to get clarification on assignments. This leads me to point number two, which is about procrastinating. When you work on your assignments ahead of time, then you are able to complete the assignments basically without having to get an extension, which, by the way, it would end up costing you points, even if I gave you an opportunity to either to basically turn in an assignment late, which is already starting in a way to which you're not going to be successful, and if anything, you're not going to get full credit. The third tip that I can advise you about is reading the notes from the lectures. We're not using a book the way you will use a book for either psychology or chemistry or physics or biology. The notes that you've been provided with, I have put together over the years. And even though some of those chapters, a couple of those chapters I actually hand wrote, I believe that the reason I did that is because I want to do this as work in progress, so that within the next 2 or 3 quarters, I intend to have all of the notes typed and everything on the files so that it looks in a way that is more consistent. Since I'm providing the notes through these lectures for free to the class, I need time to basically finish consolidating these materials so that they look the best way possible. There isn't anything wrong with them right now, except that some of those notes do need to be finished typed. In interpersonal communications, you're going to obviously learn how to communicate properly, effectively, and efficiently. It is a skill in life that is going to make you, or is going to help you be successful. I have been teaching this class for 27 years now. I started teaching when I was 23. I have seen over time that practically when you're trying to get a job, and even if you're already employed, it almost doesn't matter how much you know. What matters the most is how you communicate with people, and are you successful with the way that you communicate. Take the first or the second chapter, for example, with listening skills. If you have ever read a book or have heard of a leader, say a CEO of a corporation or anyone who is highly successful in life, one of the things that you're going to hear that is going to come out over and over and over again is that listening skills are essential for people to be successful in life. The other one is communication skills. Nonverbal communication skills, which is actually number 2 of the importance of how we can become more successful in life. One of the things that you're going to have to remember after this class is over is that in life, with the way we behave, people more often than not will judge you by your behavior and not necessarily your intentions. Some of the chapters that we're going to be covering this quarter we're beginning with fundamentals of communication. It's lecture number 1. We're going to move on with listening skills. Nonverbal communication is 3. We're going to be talking about perception, the self-concept, and the self-esteem after that. We're going to be talking about verbal communication in the form of semantics. We're going to be talking about culture and communication. Will be lecture number 6. Conflict resolution and ways to better communicate when we're dealing with conflict is going to be number 7. We're going to be talking about emotions and the way they affect the way we communicate. And finally, leadership and communications. So I've been teaching this class for the last 27 years, and I truly enjoy meeting students every quarter. Even though we're going to be working with each other online, there's still a way to be engaged in the class. And that happens when we make the assignments and when you're having to comment to other students when we ask you to. And of course, when we do that, we're going to be asking you to be mindful about not only what you read from those lectures, but also what you say to your classmates online. Through a series of mini lectures like this one, I'm going to try to complement the notes that are on the lectures so that you have something to follow along with the notes. If you have any questions in the meantime, you're always welcome to email me. I'm really good at answering emails almost immediately. Sometimes if I'm in a meeting, in a class, or driving or doing something else that I'm not able to answer right away, then it will take a little bit. But generally, I check email all day long. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm looking forward to getting to know you this quarter. And until next time, I will see you then.